Hello everyone, I'm MVL and welcome to my video game pickups for April 2018. As per usual, gameplay footage included for every game on this list. And some hardware first, a quick mention for the C64 Mini. This is a miniaturized plug-and-play version of the Commodore 64 computer. This is awesome and I've done a full unboxing and review of this system, so you can check it out on my channel. And a quick mention that I've upgraded my capture card to a HD 60S, so there'll be improved gameplay footage for every game I'm about to show you. So, on to the games, and first up I picked up Ark, Twilight of the Spirits for the PlayStation 2. This is a really sweet tactical RPG from Sony. This game is very fun, the story is intriguing right off the bat, and the graphics look fantastic. Rivalry must be forgotten. The spirits are calling. An evil army sweeps the globe in a bid to achieve complete dominance. The fate of two rival races lies in the hands of Karg and Dare, twin brothers separated at birth. Neither knows of the other's existence, nor do they understand that soon they must defend their people from the intruding darkness, no matter what the cost. An epic RPG with a twisting plot seen from the viewpoint of two brothers in a series of episodic concurrent adventures. Featuring an intuitive turn-based combat engine, make strategic use of terrain, spells, items and group attacks. And discover a party of playable characters each with upgradable weapons, items, skills and special attacks. That's Ark, Twilight of the Spirits for the PlayStation 2. Next up we have Atlantis III, The New World for the PlayStation 2. This is a point-and-click adventure game, and part 3 of one of the best-known adventure game series. The heroine of the adventure, a young Egyptologist, is searching for an edifice built by the ancient Egyptians. Little does she know that she has just become drawn into one of the most mysterious and dangerous adventures, the quest for Atlantis. Embark on a voyage across time and continents. It's a stunning production providing with a backdrop with extremely high quality graphics and featuring word and voice synchronization, making the characters seem even more true to life. And it offers scenes that can be viewed at 360 degrees, plus loads of conundrums and puzzles increasing in difficulty as you go along. In short, you will quickly find yourself immersed in this completely absorbing game. That's Atlantis III, The New World for the PlayStation 2. Next up we have GhostHunter for the PlayStation 2. Bustin' makes me feel good. That's not the catch line, I just had to say that. This is a third-person ghostly survival horror. And as I alluded to with the Ghostbusters tagline, the plot for this is pretty much taken right out of a Ghostbuster film, as your hapless hero stumbles across a ghost containment facility and presses a button which causes everything to go crazy. All the ghosts get released and you've got to catch them. You take down ghosts exactly how you expect to. You shoot them until they're weak enough so you can throw a trap and capture them. Officer Lazarus Jones of the Detroit Police Department never believed in ghosts. But that was yesterday. Hunt and be hunted in the realm of the dead. Experience an unparalleled fusion of gameplay and mind-blowing special effects. Discover unique monsters, mutants and ghouls that will scare you to death. This is survival horror evolved. That's GhostHunter for the PlayStation 2. Next up we have Syberia II for the PlayStation 2. And I noticed recently that all of the Syberia games have been ported to the Nintendo Switch as physical releases, so that's awesome. This is a 3D adventure game. An unlikely pair, young Kate Walker and the old eccentric Hans Vorarlberg, now set off on a journey together in search of the last of the fabled Siberian mouths at the heart of the long and forgotten universe. The surreal quest Hans began alone several years ago will come to a final close as he and Kate face obstacles far more dangerous than ever before, testing their courage and determination. The game features an original and captivating storyline with rich and intriguing new characters with new, realistically detailed 3D environments. And there are completely integrated and original puzzles that test the player's skill throughout the game. That's Syberia II for the PlayStation 2. Next up we have Psyops, the Mindgate Conspiracy. This is a third-person shoot-'em-up that's totally mind-blowing. Get it? Sorry. As an elite American Psi operative soldier, combat a terrorist movement using your extensive Psi powers, along with traditional military weapon combat. Use psi powers including telekinesis, pyrokinesis, mind drain, mind control, remote viewing and aura view. Strategize with psi and traditional military weapons for almost unlimited ways to accomplish missions and to cause chaos. No, accomplish missions. There's an innovative, realistic physics engine providing fully interactive enemies that react in incredible true-to-life forms. Your mind is the ultimate weapon. That's Psyops, the Mindgate conspiracy for the original Xbox. Next up we have Astonishia Story for the PlayStation Portable. I picked this up in the gold mine in Nuki. This is a top-down RPG. I do believe this to be the best port of this game. It originally came out for DOS on PC back in the day, and this version features enhanced visuals as well as awesome cutscenes. Play as the Honourable Knight Lloyd, and embark with your allies upon an epic journey to recover the Sacred Wand Kinnan. The game features strategic turn-based combat where you can combine magical spells and powerful enchanted weapons. Learn to master up to 13 characters of different classes with their own skills on the battlefield. This game looks to be a true hidden gem. It looks awesome. That's Astonishia Story for the PlayStation Portable. Next up we have God of War Chains of Olympus. This is a PSP exclusive entry to the God of War series, although I do believe it was later ported to consoles as part of a collection. It's a 3D hack and slash platformer. In the beginning, there was darkness. A great shadow covers the land. Helios, god of the sun, lies trapped in the underworld as chaos reigns. Only the cursed warrior Kratos, slave to the gods of Olympus, can restore the light and escape the dire sins of his past. Open an exclusive new chapter in the epic history of Kratos, the Ghost of Sparta. You can unleash brutal new attacks and slay nightmarish beasts, and explore ancient realms and solve cryptic puzzles. That's God of War Chains of Olympus for the PSP. Next up we have Conduit II for the Nintendo Wii. This is a first-person shooter, and let me quickly say, you may be watching the gameplay thinking, man, this guy's terrible at first-person shooters. Well, that may be the case, but the controls really weren't on my side. Now, I will say that unlike the first game, which was also ported to the Wii, this game supports the Wii Classic controller. Unfortunately, I didn't have that, so I had to use the Wii Motion Plus. That's what made the Conduit really difficult to play, or at least hard to get used to. Battle the alien invasion across the reaches of the world, either solo, side by side with friends, or competitively online. This game features deep 12-player online multiplayer with new modes and maps, as well as an epic single-player campaign across the globe. The Wii shooter Unleashed. That's Conduit 2 on Nintendo Wii. Next up we have Metal Slug Anthology for the Nintendo Wii. This is a fantastic collection of run-and-gun shooters. I'm very pleased to pick this up. It includes 7 all-time arcade classics, including the all-new Metal Slug 6. Since its debut in the arcades in 1996, the Metal Slug series has gained a cult following. It stands proud as a benchmark of side-scrolling purity, one of the most important 2D platform shooters on today's gaming platforms. This anthology delivers 10 years of frantic arcade action and stunning hand-drawn and animated graphics, featuring 7 arcade-perfect conversions, with the option for 2-player co-op modes and tons of unlockable items and bonus galleries included. Brilliant to pick this up, time to shoot everything that moves in the Metal Slug Anthology for the Wii. Next up we have Red Steel 2. Of course, Red Steel is one of those games that didn't quite live up to the hype, and a lot of people got put off from the motion controls. But this version features the Wii Motion Plus, and funnily enough, the game forces you to sit through a Wii Motion Plus installation video of telling you how to just plug it into your Wii controller. Now, the game features guns and sword combat, the guns being aimed with the Wii Motion controller and the swords being slashed by furiously swinging it around. You have to in fact pull it quite far back and slash it down to deliver a powerful strike, or you can just stab it forward. With that said, I found this game a little easier to control than the previous one, which could be attributed to the addition of the Wii Motion Plus. And the most obvious change is the game's setting, which has moved from the real world to a fantasy western environment. For cold-blooded accuracy requires the Wii Motion Plus sold separately. That's Red Steel 2 for the Nintendo Wii. Next up we have SoulCalibur Legends for the Nintendo Wii. Now this game is really cool, a departure from the one-on-one fighting of the SoulCalibur series. This is a third-person hack-and-slash game with platforming elements. Build your legend on Wii. SoulCalibur Legends is a third-person action-adventure exclusively designed for the Wii console. Now, as you may imagine, because this was designed for the Wii console, it does feature Wii remote controls, which is a little of a disappointment for me. I would prefer to use a traditional controller than have to swing my arm around like a maniac to make the attacks. Having said that, not quite as bad as Red Steel, but it is a little exhausting to play in long sessions. You can join an exclusive untold story and fight against new and large-scale enemies. You can control your favourite SoulCalibur characters and master the Wii Remote and Nunchuck to perform your attacks. That's SoulCalibur Legends on the Wii. Next up we have Western Heroes on the Nintendo Wii. I believe I picked this up for £1 in CEX, and man, I love light gun games. I've mentioned before that the Wii is perfectly designed for this kind of thing. The technology may be different, but the Wiimote makes a perfect comparable light gun. And although this looks to be a budget release, possibly a bit of shovelware, it's still really fun to play. It delivers everything I want and expect in a light gun game. The game describes itself as a true interactive movie for the whole family. Play up to 4 players at the same time on the same screen. This game was a great find and it's surprisingly fun. I may well livestream this in the future. That's Western Heroes on the Wii. Next up we have Anarchy Reigns Limited Edition on the Xbox 360. The Limited Edition includes some add-on content including exclusive playable multiplayer modes and unlock Bayonetta as a playable character. Now unfortunately I wasn't able to play as Bayonetta or access the multiplayer entirely because that was restricted to gold. This is a 3D beat-em-up game. The game features a single-player mode to play as either Jack or Leo in the 2-part story-driven campaign mode. Each of the 2 characters bring their own unique combat style to the single-player mode, providing over 10 hours of gameplay. There's also a 16-player Battle Royale mode with over 16 characters to choose from. Battle Royale mode pits you up against 16 players on one map in a kick-ass melee combat. And there are other multiplayer modes included. The game is packed with a variety of other modes to cater for different tastes. Except I can't access any of those because you need gold to do so. That's Anarchy Reigns Limited Edition for the Xbox 360. Next up we have Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning for the Xbox 360. I picked this game up from a charity shop in Truro for £1 because I wanted a bag. And in that bag, I found a massive, epic, open-world adventure. You can fight up close and personal with sword and shield. You can be sneaky and devious and stab people in the back with a knife. You can snipe your enemies from afar with a bow, or perhaps you just want to unleash all kinds of hell with magical madness. Forge your destiny. You have been reborn. Your future unwritten. Now the fate of Amalur lies in your hands. Explore the far corners of an expansive and immersive new fantasy world. You can customize the action in some of the most intense and responsive combat ever seen in an RPG. That's Kingdom of Amalur Reckoning for the Xbox 360. Next up we have Worms Collection for the Xbox 360. The Worms Collection features 3 best-selling Worms titles only previously available via Xbox Live Arcade for the Xbox 360. Each game preserves all of the features, online functionality and achievements from their downloaded versions. So as well as Worms Ultimate Mayhem, the 3D cartoon craziness of Worms, you have Worms, the original and classic 2D turn-based strategy game, and Worms 2 Armageddon, feature-heavy and explosive. And there are 6 bonus DLC packs for Worms 2 Armageddon on disc. Fantastic to pick this up. I'm really glad they made a physical collection of these games. That's Worms Collection for the Xbox 360. Next up we have X-Blades for the Xbox 360. This is a fun third-person hack and slash game, although the platforming controls are as awkward as the main character is dressed. Jumping mechanics aside, the combat in this game is really sweet. You can cut down and shoot away your enemies as well as unleash powerful magic attacks. And there's a wide variety of monsters and bosses you will come across, each with unique tactics to defeat. Her looks can kill. Journey through ancient temples and ruins with Ayumi, an alluring treasure hunter determined to unlock the secrets of a powerful orb and acquire untold riches. In this thrilling anime-style action fest, you will encounter fierce battles as you help Ayumi confront her ultimate fate, whatever it may be. The game boasts a gripping fantasy story with 2 possible endings. That's X-Blades for the Xbox 360. Next up we have Croixleur Sigma for the PlayStation 4 from Limited Run Games, and I got the even more limited version that comes with the soundtrack. But this soundtrack is sealed. Do you know what happens to something that's sealed in my collection? Do you know what happens to it? This is what happens. The seal gets broken. Haha, so there we go. The soundtrack was in very limited numbers that you could get along with it, and it's really cool to have that as well. The game has a full story mode. The gameplay footage you're seeing right now is from survival mode. This is a 3D hack and slash game. You can cut down wave upon wave of enemy and unleash powerful and special attacks. This is extreme high-speed action. Dash across the arena in all directions, you are unstoppable. Make strategic use of the girl's dazzling attacks in flowing 3D action. Customize your appearance and skills, collect new weapons as you head to the tower's furthest reaches. Very enjoyable fast-paced combat action. I can't wait to sink my teeth into the story mode as well. That's Croixleur Sigma for the PlayStation 4. And finally we have Skyforce Anniversary from Limited Run Games for the PlayStation 4. I've wanted to get my hands on a physical copy of this game forever, ever since I saw it on mobile platforms and eventually as a digital release on consoles. This is a vertical scrolling shooter and I'm a big shoot 'em up fan. When you load up the game for the first time, you're put straight into the action. Your ship is incredibly powerful and you easily take down everything in your wake until you come across the boss, who destroys you. From that point onwards, you start the game and you're slowly rebuilding your ship and your power-ups and all of its features along the way to get back to that point and take your revenge. The Blaster Legend is back to celebrate its 1-year anniversary in super destructive style, harnessing the intensity of classic arcade shoot-em-ups with the latest technology. Skyforce Anniversary offers a stunning scrolling shooter experience with an incredibly new social gameplay element. 10 years ago, IGN said, put simply, Skyforce is amazing. Scoring an incredible 9.5 out of 10, Skyforce took the early mobile gaming scene by force. That's Skyforce Anniversary for the PlayStation 4. And that's it. Those are all of my video game pickups for April 2018. If you liked the video, please leave a like or a comment and tell me what you think. And please subscribe, as that really helps me out. I really appreciate anybody spending time out of their day to watch my videos. I've been MVL, and I'll see you next time.